Hello, guys. Welcome back to the Cycles podcast with me, your girl, Adiambo Kisumu City. You're hanging out with me, Maeve Cheryl, and we are in the 5th season of Cycles podcast. Right? It's been such a milestone. This is such a big milestone. 5
It really
seasons
is.
means we're like 40 episodes in.
Hashtag consistency.
Is key.
Oh, well.
So with me here today, I have
Hey, I introduce myself.
yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Go.
Wagwan Nairobi, Wagwan Kenya, Wagwan Team Mikelon. I don't think I've used that for a very long
Team
time.
Mi-
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Team
Mikelon.
Mikelon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to
Mikel-
use that when I was doing vlogs. I don't know why I don't do vlogs anymore, but
Oh,
yeah.
We'll
okay.
unpack.
So what do you do? Tell us sasa wewe unatumikelo
Oh, so I was waiting for Madam Pia.
Mi mmezoea sauti.
yeah.
Mmezoea sauti.
Okay, what do? I create content
Mhm.
online. That's what I do online. Offline, I'm a product manager. Yeah. Let me just say that.
Oh, see, you don't want to delve deep into
Into products?
product management.
You know, I was
What kind
actually
of
drilling him
product?
about it 2 seconds ago.
Okay. I don't like putting it out there like where I work.
Okay.
Yeah, in terms of that, like I'm able to separate the
The two.
two worlds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I do product management in banking. Used to be in fintech, but now it's in banking.
Hey, tech bro.
Yeah. You told me not to use that word. You told-
Hey, it's a tech bro in the building.
you told me not
Well.
to use that word, but sort of. Yes.
Nilikwambia tech bros wako na
Mm,
reputation.
yeah,
bias,
your
ndio issue.
reputation,
Have you
yeah.
have you
Yo.
you have been? Have you experienced a tech bro?
Like Campo,
Hey.
I think the only guys I dated
What
were
tech bros?
doing, yeah.
Oh my god.
You are head-
We were
How was
actually in
it?
the same campus,
Mhm.
but all these guys were not all these. Honestly, it was one guy actually. I dated one guy in campus. He did BBIT as well. He did the same course as him, but
Mhm. Me tech bros ananibo.
I
Mnakwanga
steered off
always
that path.
busy. Nini. Niendelee. Acha
I know,
niache
endelea,
sasa.
endelea.
Mna bo. Lakini nasikia pesa. Mi sijaiona. Bwana mi haijanifikia. Anyway, manifesting
Manifesting.
a
Yeah.
good tech bro anyway.
Yeah.
So what are some of the things that caught your attention in the past week or even in the current week? Mi kaza kuna story specific.
Hmm?
Yeah, nyamaza.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Kuna story specific nataka mniexplainie na ni story ya submarine.
Mhm.
Because mi najua, I just know
Uh-huh.
it's people who didn't know what to do with their money and then they decided to do nonsense with it and now they didn't even live to tell the story. What was up with that?
we're looking at each other, figuring out who's actually gonna unpack this.
No, I don't think they didn't know what to do with their money.
Mhm.
They just have particular
Yeah, it's just like interest, you know. It's like kusikia mtu anataka kwenda kupanda Mount Kenya, utashindwa
Lakini
why?
tafadhali Mount Kenya, so unaweza come back alive. Sa-
No, but you
kwa
see,
ocean
to some
huko
people,
kwenye-
they wouldn't want to climb mountains. Why? It's like kuambia mtu amke 5 a.m. kwenda gym.
You can.
There's some people who will, that's good. Others will be like, unaamka mapema kwenda kukimbia.
Yeah, I'm
Kwenda
not one
kuinua-
to yak.
Why? You get?
Yeah,
Mm.
Yeah, so it
I'm
was
not-
just like an interest they had.
I'm not
I-
one to yak people's yam, especially since I also like adrenaline sports.
Mhm.
You guys will see me doing some controversial activities. I like the adrenaline that comes with it. I don't play with the water though.
Same.
Honestly, there's too
Same.
much of
Fuck.
the
Yeah.
sea and the ocean that
Yeah.
is undiscovered. So mimi ni story tu za angani. But other than that, again, I don't want to yak the yam. I just don't get it.
Me too.
Like
I don't get
it's
it.
the Atlantic Ocean.
Mhm.
Do we not remember the story of the Titanic?
Okay,
That's the
that
thing.
okay,
And there was
that's
apparently,
the
I
thing
think,
as
a
well.
ship before it called the Titan that also had that kind of issue. And it's like, why are we playing with the Atlantic? Why can't we, just like
With Bluetooth.
Something else.
The
small,
device
small, like
was
Victoria
connected to
ka something,
Bluetooth.
ka kedo.
Oh yeah, you saw like the controller.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, I saw
Can you
people making
imagine?
fun of that.
Like, and they can't even call it a submarine. They have to call it a submersible because I think of the engineering behind it. It was just not necessary. It didn't like pass
Sasa wala
the
wamekufa.
checklist. So there's so much that could have gone wrong. apparently in the contract that they were signing, there was the word death, I think, at least 3 times, and they were just, signing it. I was like,
Yeah, because I think it's
the
risky.
information surrounding it just becomes more and more shocking to you the more you listen to it, and you're just like, what?
Okay, you said you can't do water. What about space? Guys
I
are
don't
now
think
going
I
to
can
space.
do
Can you?
space. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah,
I will just
because
play
you,
with the
you
sky.
don't know if it's going to be like a one-way trip. Enda huko kwame huko.
But you're signing a contract that tells you it might, even if it might have worked before. This time, what makes you okay?
No, but I think everything is a risk
So,
in life.
what got your attention in the past week?
The same story. This week. Wow.
Where were you over the weekend?
Good question. There was Nviri's concert. That was on Saturday.
Yeah.
Sunday I went home to my folks, so just relaxing.
You rented blankets?
No, I wasn't there.
okay.
Yeah, too much
Aisha was
chaos.
outside.
Yeah, you
No,
were
me on
outside?
Saturday I was healing. Okay, actually, no, on Saturday. Well, oh my gosh. Let's not even unpack that.
What happened?
Sherehe tu.
Okay.
Sherehe tu mpaka 6 in the morning unafika home. Sunday, I was so hungover. I just went to watch F1. I went back home. Sikuwa na maneno mingi. I was fighting for my life. And when I tell you guys I'm fighting for my life,
Saturday was late.
To understand.
hey, like leo ndo nasikia poa. I've literally gotten to the age where najua vizuri sana siwezi kunywa vile kunywa kampo. Yeah, niwachane na hiyo story. I need to look for home body activities. I've recently just bought a coloring book.
Wow.
That's nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where'd you buy yours from?
TBC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I checked some in supermarkets and they were like for kids, and I was like,
No, I think you'd
need
really like the
others.
ones, they're like mandala shaped ones
Okay,
at Textbook
okay.
Center, at Sarit Center.
Okay.
All right, so now we move to the topic of the episode, which is money, 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 money. So we're going to talk about financial freedom and what that looks like for you. So we'll start from Aisha. When you think about, or when you hear people talking about financial freedom, what does that mean, Amma? What does that look like for you?
For me, it comes down to one word, which is security. But then again, security is quite relative. And in as much as it's relative to different people, it's also relative to ourselves at different points in our lives. What might have been security for me in high school, small pocket money, feeling myself, is totally different from what security is to me now.
Even last
So
year.
I think it's just actively analyzing what
Taxes.
security is
Even
to
last
me
year.
now.
It's
yeah,
very
it's totally
different
different.
right now.
Your taxes naongezeka, the shilling, things are changing when it comes to our currency. Na mshahara si ati inapanda kila siku.
Yeah.
But I think now for me, security is active stability. When I say stability, I'm upenda vitu mzuri. So I'm actively gonna work hard so I can maintain my expensive habits. Or at least the habits I deem as expensive that I just like and enjoy.
So from what you've said, financial freedom for you is being able to maintain the lifestyle or the standard you've set for
Yes,
yourself.
definitely.
now.
So having my basic necessities and my 2 luxuries, that's very important. We do not have
Okay.
to suffer.
You?
On my end, I'd say financial freedom is maintaining the standard, just as she's mentioned, but also time.
Oof, that's a deep
Time.
one. Okay.
You get like, if I want to just go to South Africa now, I don't have to talk to someone to ask for permission. You know, like I want this time off. I can just take the time
He
off.
really hates control.
Yeah, like I can just like take the time off. You know, so that's what financial freedom is. Being able to own my time. And I think you do that once you've attained a certain level of like financial freedom. So yeah.
I have a question. Mikhail, do you ever feel guilty considering what kind of season we're in? Like the fact that we're in our youth right now. Do you ever feel guilty taking a day off? Because
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, I do.
Day off
I do.
from
Working.
the industry.
Yeah, now is when I
Yeah.
have the strength to work. Why not?
Yeah. I think I had that problem a week ago where there's a day I slept, like the morning hours. I just slept. Then I woke up at like 12 and I felt so wasted.
Yeah.
And I was like, but wait, people rest, people sleep. Like, why am I feeling too? Then a friend
Bad
of mine
about
told
it.
me, I think with how you operate, you need to schedule time that this time you're free. So you won't do anything. That way your mind will be like, okay, you've not wasted time. But yeah, time to time I feel really guilty if I've not done anything productive.
Okay.
Can't be me.
Really, what does
Yeah.
financial freedom look like to you?
So financial freedom for me looks like obviously being able to afford the things I want, the basic necessities, And then the other thing that financial freedom looks like to me is just being able to be there for like my family, my immediate family in the event they need
Yeah.
me financially like that. Not that someone
Black
comes to
tax.
you and it's like, hakuna. Black tax, yes.
Yeah.
Do you factor
But
in black tax
also-
into security now for yourself?
I do.
You do?
I do.
Do you,
Mostly in
Mitch?
terms of generational wealth.
I do too.
Let's unpack that. What do you mean by that?
Umeanza maneno makubwa.
Swali ngumu, sorry.
No, I genuinely would want to create generational wealth in terms of for my kids to have my kids and their kids and their kids' kids to have the choice. It's a choice. They don't really have to do the family business, you know. But if I want to try something out, I could. Why? Because I think my folks created that platform.
Yeah,
You
but that's
know,
not black
that's-
tax. Black, because your kids are your responsibility.
Yeah.
Yes.
Your legacy, okay, depending on what different people would say, but for me personally, legacy to that respect is my responsibility.
Yeah.
But now it comes, black tax is essentially what might not necessarily be your responsibility.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think, the same. I don't want to.
You factor it in.
Yeah, I think I
want to be
factor
Uncle
it.
Nani?
Me, I want to be Uncle Nani.
Wacha
You
nitumie
get,
Uncle Nani
like, acha
CV.
nitumie- yeah, exactly.
Nitumie Uncle Nani nini.
And you make things happen.
Yeah.
You know,
and I
I'd-
keep
I'd
telling
want
my
that.
friends, it's so important for us to like do good by ourselves because in as much as we have our kids, your kids are not necessarily my responsibility and the like, but I would love to be the auntie that's just like, I sent auntie nani nani, auntie.
Exactly.
Or
That's the
Yes.
thing.
you're not in my space and your child wants to enter my space, you
It's
have
easy.
nani.
That's
Yeah,
it. Yeah,
because
that's it.
like we were saying
Yeah.
last week, your grades aren't the only thing that's going to get you wherever, whether it's mentorship, this, that, you need a community of good people around you. So you can trickle that down to your kids.
Yeah.
Down to your...
So now that we've explained what financial freedom looks like to us, do you think you can ever reach a point and say, hey, nyewe, now we make enough of this money, I can rest. You are
You're
feel
gonna
guilty
review.
about resting. Yeah, just like kitu kama hiyo.
I think start with that.
Champeni.
Yeah.
Wow. I recently, only God knows how I got to this side of TikTok to some extent, but I got to the eat the rich kind of side of TikTok. People were talking how insanely crazy 1 billion as an amount is. And what the
1
kind
billion just Kenyan
Conversion
shillings or
dollars.
Yeah.
$1 billion. And the kind of unethical practices that have had to have gone into the creation of that. I didn't go way past that because, you know, sometimes I'm actively thinking about different things. In different eras, we've had different standards of,
Wealth.
I hate to say this, what a god is. If
Okay,
you guys have watched
yeah.
American Gods, you can get it. So at, say, for example, the 70s, 60s, it was oil. And a bit before that. And then later on, it became, what did it become? No, it wasn't oil then.
There
Okay.
was gold.
gold.
There was
was gold.
gold, there was oil,
Then
now
oil,
it's data.
steel like the metal.
Yeah, wasn't that
metal
before?
and stuff.
Gosh,
No, it was the
I
same
don't even
time
know.
together. With,
Is this from a show? You got all this from a show?
No,
I'm
this
a
is just me
TikTok.
actively thinking about what the stand,
The measure
how
of
do-
wealth has been over
yes,
time.
yes.
Yeah.
Right now, it's actively data. So you see, the God keeps on changing.
yeah.
So I Mnaniulizanga maswali ngumu. But gosh, I've even lost my trail of thought. Where was I going with
We
this?
were asking whether you if you think you can ever
I
have
can
enough.
ever amount
Have
to.
enough, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, as according to now my like childhood traumas when it comes to money and everything, I actively know again what would be enough. Like I said, just the basic necessities, the kind of luxuries I like. I was even telling Miguel beforehand, I'm not into cars like that. As long as I can move from point A to point B, I'll be chill.
You're
So I'm not
okay.
looking for a Maserati or this. So I think I can get to a point and
just decide,
yeah.
You?
I don't believe money will ever be enough.
Hey.
No, genuinely, I don't think money will ever be enough because you get, let's say, you make 100 Gs. No, let's say you're at 50 Gs a month, yeah? And you're like, the moment you got that 50 Gs, you're like, wow, this is good, you know? Give it 3 months. You're like, you know what? Now you start hanging out with maybe people with 100 Gs and you see what they're able to afford. So that way, again, your appetite grows. The same way when you're used to eating like one piece of chicken, after some time, it'll feel like, you know what?
It's kidogo.
It's kidogo.
Yeah.
You get like the appetite.
bucket mzima.
No, but you see, like it continues growing. So I feel like money will never really be enough, but practicing like gratitude
Contentment
to
as
contentment
well.
to like
Yeah.
what you have, that will help you at least reduce the pressure of, you know what, like I want more.
Can we fathom how much $1 billion is?
No,
$1 billion is money to last your
Like-
lifetime, my generation.
No,
my
I
kids'
think I
kids,
saw
and a
someone
lot.
calculating
That is more than
spending like
enough.
$1 billion in. It's like you use I think 40,000
Every
every
day.
day. You'd
Dollars.
use dollars or something, whichever. You'd use I think like 60 years to finish like $1 billion. So you're not making
That's a
anymore.
lot even.
Yeah, okay. But
You
don't you think
get-
even anyone that uses 40,000 for using 40,000 just today maybe, sawa. Kesho labda unatumia maybe 3, this, that. 40,000 daily.
Every
Yeah,
day.
if
It's
What are you
hardly
doing?
unethical. What are you even spending that
Exactly,
on?
exactly. So it'll take you like so many years because I think $1 million. I can't remember the
I
calculation.
think
but
I've seen this
You've
math
seen
on
that,
Twitter
you've seen that,
before,
I've
yeah.
seen
So
that
will
math
$1
before.
billion be enough? Like,
It
you literally
depends,
said
it
Me,
depends,
you give me $1 billion ni sawa. Hapo lakini hiyo ni mingi. Hiyo ni
Mi
mingi.
kwangu sioni kani mob.
What are you?
But simnipende
Very
tuone.
red flag.
Let's-
I said it from the beginning of this
no,
episode.
even if uko na mtu na mko na watoto na mko na 40,000 daily.
Okay.
And it's not like
but
that billion
lakini
comes
kama
like
ni
a raffle
40,000 Kenya
ticket.
shillings hiyo ni kidogo. Kama ni 40,000 USD.
Yes,
hiyo ni
because it's
That's
not
a
like it's coming
million.
like
That's 4
you've
million
won the
cash loans.
lottery and you have no house, you have no car. By the time you've gotten to that kind of status, you already have the house, you already have the car.
Okay,
Even if
yeah,
you're upgrading
yeah.
your house and you sell the other, the math just doesn't math for me.
For me,
You're
I
not
think
using that much.
I agree with what he's saying.
I totally
I really don't think
Money will
unaweza
never be
fika
enough.
pesa unafika mahali unasema pesa imetosha because
Yeah.
different levels, different devils.
Exactly.
So leo niko
Yeah.
na kunajua kama sahii I'm sure ukikaa chini as a young person 24 year old unakaa unaangalia if I was to get salary ya 200k per month I think I'd live the most comfortable life.
I know.
Unafika hiyo point ya 200,000 salary unataka kuja uishi Riverside unataka
But your
Exactly.
responsibilities are also different.
Exactly, and that's why money will never be enough.
Yeah, it'll
That's
never
why
be
I will
enough.
never reach a point and say, "Oh my God, I think I'm earning enough to pay my rent. I'm earning enough, and enough is
Don't get me
seated
wrong.
in my
I'm
account."
not saying you're earning enough to the extent where you stop actively pushing to the different purposes you have and the like.
And now
I'm
I'm
just
saying,
saying you're still running on fumes and the scarcity mindset where I need to collect more. Do you think you'll
Okay.
still be there?
yeah.
Okay. No, I think it
No, based
changes.
off of evidence, though.
billion?
Based off of evidence, because ukiangalia billionaires wa dunia, they never stopped at their first billion.
Yeah, they never
They've
stopped making money
continued.
then.
I think it's
But were
because
they
money
too
is not the end
thirsty
goal.
Yeah.
When money is not the end goal, you keep going.
It was a
You get
specific
like
purpose.
you'd be like, I have this list of 12 ideas that I want to do. I've done number 1, done number
Okay.
2, done number 3. I'm making more money. I'm like, let me do number 5. You get, then you
Okay.
make more money. So I feel like if you put money number 1,
Okay.
yeah, I feel like maybe that's where it'll not be enough.
And even if it's purposeful, look at something like Apple and the like. Because it's in tech, it just continues developing
Yeah.
as tech develops.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll still be a billionaire, but like
Aisha,
billion.
she does not
You
understand.
can't fathom-
Mnionyesha hiyo TikTok. I
that's
see
the
how the
goal.
math will math.
Sasa juu
Kwani
kukuwa
kila
na-
siku unanunua gari?
It would be
Sad-
really nice to.
juu kukuwa na
my
pesa
God,
inatu
to be a
stress.
It'd be really
billionaire.
nice to what?
To
Finish
be a
that
billionaire. Oh my God, it would be really, really nice.
Sasa juu kukuwa na
Amen.
pesa inatu stress. I just want all of us to like recollect a time when we were broke, like not broke with a Q, but like dead
Broke.
broke. Yeah, where you couldn't afford things and how that maybe affected you, your friends, your options, and all that. So we'll start from you. We've started from that end a lot.
Okay, first of all, broke is relative.
Don't do
Broke
that.
to you.
Don't
Broke
do
is-
that.
I
Broke
saw
is
that.
broke.
I saw that meme. You know,
Sasa,
your broke is
acha
different.
sasa
Maybe my
nikat.
broke in a
Acha
nakula
ni-
steak kila siku.
Which is okay.
You know, it
Now explain
depends.
what your broke is to you.
Damn.
Na usitudanganye, bro.
I
You
think
did this to
being
yourself.
I think being broke is not being liquid.
Okay.
Let me explain.
Okay.
I think there's a time that I needed to access some cash,
Mm-hmm.
and you have all these investments just like they're seated, but they're not chucking money. You get, but you need the money instant. So I think, yeah, that's what I'd say being broke is to me in terms of just not being liquid. You get like, they want to get like maybe a gift or something, then I can't chuck the cash. I think that's what I'd say being broke is. Yeah, you need to be liquid.
Okay.
Before we proceed,
Yeah.
just based off your definition of broke, it's very interesting. So I'm wondering, as an individual, do you ever have the thought of you ever being at square zero? Now, you've given us your definition of
Yeah.
broke, but like the average definition of broke,
Is
I'm assuming according to
no
the
money.
dictionary,
No money,
but
no
yeah,
investments. Like
no nothing.
yeah, it's a fear.
it's a fear, but it's not
Yeah.
necessarily something you actively think about.
I used to. I think when I
Okay.
was back when you were in uni,
Mm.
I used to really think about it a lot.
Dark days.
Yeah,
Just like,
those-
should I use
I
my last
know.
100 on these fries? Ama niende nikule home.
Exactly. So I used to think about it a lot. Like, damn,
But
I
is it
don't have to
something
have-
you've lived?
no.
Okay.
Fortunately, no.
Mm-hmm.
Not that way. That's why I'm saying maybe being broke is relative. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it depends. You know, there's someone who's broke. They don't have like food.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Worrying about the
Basics
next
of
Yeah,
meal,
things,
where they're
exactly,
gonna
the
get their
next meal.
clothes, this, that.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. No.
Okay, Aisha.
Wow, my definition of broke is honestly just the basic definition of broke, not having. That shit scares the living life out of me.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah.
crazy. I've had an experience when I was younger from going from a proper have to proper have nots. And it, as a child, it was very traumatic. But I think by virtue of the fact that I had my family unit as a constant, things were always fun. I think I always took it as an adventure,
Yeah.
you know? Like,
Yeah.
so we had to move around a lot and everything. And it was just one of those things. Because I've been around. I've been to 13 schools across 3 countries. It's nimekua.
13
Dora
schools.
the Explorer.
13 schools.
Yeah, my G. And I think that's why it's so easy for me to get to know people. I was always the new girl. I can walk in a space full of people. I don't know a single person. I'm like, hi, I'm
Yeah,
Aisha.
I'm still comprehending 13 schools.
How many schools did you go
Yeah.
to?
Um,
I could have gone to like up to 5 schools in a year. So
I went to one school, and I think because my parents were
I've been
very
in 5
comfortable
schools.
people. Hey, you many.
yeah,
I think my parents once they got comfortable in a place to move them, mama, to just convince
yeah,
them that
I've just
something
been in
else is
5
better.
schools. Like my
Hata
whole life.
sijaanza kuambia how many to courts, estates, and like flats I've lived in. Those ones I've never bothered to count.
Crazy, Rob.
That's crazy.
But move was, I've had a lot of that. So not to say ati it was like binary up, down, this,
Yeah.
that, ni. When we did get to a certain point, we went back, stayed with my mom's family, which was fun. It was great. Nice to get to know them. We were in a different country as well. So I got that experience. And that's why I'm saying it was such a journey. So by the time we came back to Kenya, my mom had already established herself some type of way. We just started moving up from there. It was a great journey. And I think from there, I'm sort of glad I got that experience, to be honest. Because there's a certain type of gratitude I will never not have.
Yeah.
Like, say, for example, yesterday I made 5 bob, today I made 6
Yeah.
goals. Yesterday I made 5 bob, today I made 4, as long as I've made something.
It's
So I love the fact that I got that kind of grounding when I was younger. It was very easy for me to, come
Yeah.
down to earth, talk to everyone and this, that. Because I feel like if I stayed where we started when I was younger, I would have been a spoiled brat. So, but it does change my attitude towards money because it's something I actively think about and stress over. And that's why I think I'm someone that actively works so hard all the time. It's really, there's a certain time you asked me, what if I wake up the same time every day? And I told you, yeah. Even on a Saturday, so I might have gotten home like at 6 when I was late or something. The latest time I'll wake up is like 9:30, 10. I can't go back to sleep. It's just one of those things. And I'll have an early evening, but it's just, I can't wake up late. I feel like I have to justify my rest. And now those are things I'm dealing with in adulthood.
I'm looking at you and I'm smiling.
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm smiling is because from the very first day we met, I kind of told you I feel like we're
Oh my gosh,
mirrors.
the first day we met, we were just actively oversharing through a span of 30 minutes. And then we both looked at each other like, damn.
It's like,
Okay, so was that
Crazy.
like a trauma bond? Were
No,
you
it's
like
not.
talking
No,
about
I don't
trauma?
think
I think it's just because we're similar people.
Okay.
She
Yeah.
doesn't
Yeah.
have a problem she's such an open book, and I'm also such
Yes.
an open book.
Yeah.
But it's just now the way I'm experiencing the world. It's like I'm trying to close the book, because it's a bit too dangerous.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I
to
don't
be
say we
open,
actively
yeah.
trauma bond because it's rarely anything you'll ever see us like catching up on, to be
Okay.
honest.
Yeah.
Like, oh my
Okay.
gosh, shoddy brokeness. No, we just catch up this, that,
So when
life-friendly.
she talks about like being from haves and have not, even my definition of broke is the
Similar.
basic definition of,
Yeah.
hey, guy, my
Definition.
God.
It's been a long
The
day, babe.
money,
It's okay.
It's the basic definition of being broke.
Yeah.
Where today we don't know where money is going to come from. Ama, you don't know if there'll be tissue in the toilet tomorrow. And then there's this thing Akina Didi. You know Akina Didi, P. Diddy. There's a time he told his story and he said the way he used to sleep on the floor and like roaches, 15 roaches would be on his head. And people are like, Jane.
Yeah.
I also watched Viola Davis's story and she was
That
saying
one was so hard.
they were living in a house. The house was literally falling apart while they're still
It had
living
no
in
heat
it.
during the winter.
No heat during
Like, they would
winter and
freeze.
and rats. I'm just like, fuck.
Yeah, she would
I
go
know
to
that.
school.
I can relate to that. So
Mm-hmm.
I have experienced being from here and also being down there. And for me, you experienced it at a younger age. For me, I think I experienced it when I was a bit
Older.
maturer. So I could really feel it affecting me because it affected my options in terms of friends. Because now, you know, when you come,
Gosh, especially if that's
in high
happening
school,
in
you
puberty,
come to school,
yeah.
people are talking about the way they did well. And I'm just like, I can't relate.
No, I
I'm
totally get
the one
that.
WhatsApp.
I
I'm
saw
like,
that to
what's
me,
up?
but I was afraid of breaking the sharpener because the chick said it's from US. You know, I was like, yeah.
At SG, they have WhatsApp. I'm like, what's that? And then all those things. So in terms of that, and then also I was really such a confident child coming up, nini. And then when those things happen,
It does make you insecure.
for me, I couldn't separate the struggles of home with. So I used to
Yourself as
carry
a
them
person.
in school. So
Yeah.
it really, I became a shelf of myself and all those things. So being broke, having no money is bad. And then in uni, Jesus Christ. Mkama uko na 100 utakula nayo chips ama utapanda nayo mat. So now growing up, I think that's also why I really do work so hard. That's why
Yeah.
I do the things I do because
even if they make you uncomfortable, we see
anything
you.
but going back to that kind of life.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
I think I can also add to that.
Mm-hmm.
Mine wasn't like broke in terms of maybe knowing what the next meal is, you know, such stuff. I think mine, I'd say, was just as you said, like if you didn't experience that, maybe you'd be spoiled. I don't know if I was spoiled though.
Yeah.
I can't really say that. Also, my friends can't say that. But there was this period where like money reduced, you know, like at home.
Yeah.
And I think that's what
You noticed.
there are certain things that I was like, you know what, maybe I'd get this, we'd buy this, we'd do this.
Yeah.
Then it now shifted to I will do this.
Yeah.
I will. So I feel like there was that a bit of a dive. So
Yeah.
then it was a really hard time because you know there are certain things you're used to. Let's say
Yeah.
the luxuries.
Yeah.
You're used to that, but then now they're not there anymore.
And there's some observations that really make you shift into a mature mindset quite early.
Yeah. So I
Like,
think
as a
that
child,
time-
because I can't actively say like I didn't know what I was going to eat the next day or this or
Yeah.
that. But yo.
yeah. Like that
Yeah.
fear.
So it's actively something, even as because mine happened in quite formative years in my childhood. It was a lot. So even just moving around that, I actively move through the mindset of now my life is my responsibility. If I end up anywhere near there, it is my fault.
my fault. Yeah.
That shit wakes me up in the morning.
Yeah, no, but I think I'd give a different scenario if we were talking with my sis, you know, like my sis, me the last one. So how she experienced
How
life.
many kids are you?
We're just two.
Okay.
Yeah. How she experienced life. I think we were just talking about it like was it like last month? We were all home and she was like, you know, it's your fault, you know, like talking to my folks. It's your fault how he is. Because that's why he's working so hard because of also how he's been brought up, you know, certain things. So he needs to
Wait.
afford that.
Unpack it
way.
for me. Unpack it for me. Because as a last born, usually you won't hear the notion of I work so hard because
Okay,
the
I
last born's
I
me.
get that a lot
Yeah.
in terms of, but you work so hard. I've never seen a last born doing that. I don't know how that.
Oh,
Yeah, it's really funny. It's really nini, you know. But it's
Hang
also
out with a
because
couple of last borns.
no, I have. And I get why. I get why. But then I think like also just my folks instilling in me that you know what, it's because I wasn't given everything even to. You know, there are certain things like I had to work hard for. I think the best gift I ever got was my PS.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I think, yeah, that's one of the best gifts, and it's because of my hard work. You know, I remember like I really wanted a PS. Then you know you go to your mom and be like, I want a PS, and they're like, okay, go talk to your father. Then I go there and she's like, what does your mom say? And I'm like, come on, just
You
buy
know,
it. You know,
now that I think about it, what was the female equivalent for a PS? Because even me, I remember my brother got nini nini beyond Massimo and nini nini. Like,
Like bicycle.
mbona
Sijui
ilikuwa-
hata.
no,
bicycle.
mine was it was PS2. Oh my god.
I mean, imagine she's asking the
yeah,
female version
the
of
female
female
version of a
version.
PS
Oh,
for
but
babes
yeah.
when we're
Really
like in high
nothing.
school. Nini nini, when we're, what is
Come to think
what
of
was
it, we've
Yeah, I'm
it was
Jay
simple. Madoli,
Ulikuwa tuna
Machedi
madoli.
bear.
No, babe, when we're a bit older, because these guys, when they migrated from guy, if you used to see any guy kwa S2 or something, akimigrate kutoka ako ka PS2 yake mpaka ka PS3.
Yeah.
Vile yule mse, everyone is at his place mpaka usiku. Like,
I know. I used to
What
get a
was
lot
that
of
for us?
trouble for that.
sisi tulikuwa tu.
Nyie mlikuwa tu, man.
Kai.
Nyie mlikuwa tu.
Oh, it was our Vampire Diaries era. We were fighting over the TV. For that.
Maybe.
Maybe.
So now
Okay.
that you guys are a bit grown and maybe you have experiences with being broke and also having money and stuff like that,
Yeah.
what can you say is your relationship with money as at now? Is it good? Is it bad? Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. Can I go first?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we were trying to figure out who was going to go first.
So I think my relationship with money now, and it's something I'm doing very consciously, is really removing myself from that scarcity mindset. Because when you experience lack, it's very easy for you to stay in that and
Yeah.
even believe like there's no more for you.
Yeah.
So I'm really actively moving away from that mentality of like I have a ceiling, that there's a ceiling for me. And then also, honestly, I'm not afraid to spend it, even if I don't know if tomorrow I'll get a gig or if tomorrow a brand will approach me. I'm not afraid to spend it, especially if it's for basic needs or even if it's to treat myself, because the same me who worked for it and got it here is the same me who will
Deserves
do
good
it. Yeah,
things.
who
Yeah,
will do
yeah.
it tomorrow. And I don't know. And it's fueled also by the fact that I've seen people, the more frugal you are, or the more you feel like you're saving, the more you feel like I'm not spending, the more you will never see that money.
Yeah.
People who spend it without that fear, without the restriction, always have money flowing to them.
It's an energy.
And I can attest to that, because ever since I switched, it's like even when I spend my last coin tomorrow, it's like, hey, I'd like to work with you. And I'm like,
Yeah.
so I'm really, my relationship with money now is I'm not approaching it from a point of it's scarce, or even when someone asks me for money, my first nini is not to nyema them. I'll give you, if you bring it back, if you return it to me, it's fine. If you don't return to me, I'll cut my losses and stuff like that. But money is in abundance. That's my relationship with money now.
Yeah. I'm still balancing off that pivot, to be honest.
That's a good answer. That's a good answer. That's a good answer.
It really is, yeah. I'm still balancing off that kind of those scales right now, because I still have at the back of my mind. This is something I actively really I know I need to unpack, because at the back of my mind, I would never want to go back home and be a burden there. So in as much as, yes, I know I deserve good things, and I'm going to try my best to keep myself in not necessarily a randomly spending habit, but sio kujinyima, I still always actively think about, are you safeguarding yourself? Are you being okay? Are you making the right decision this way, that way? And that's why I'm so big on budgeting. Like, if you look at my phone, my notes app, I literally have a budget for everything. Miguel amenipata saini kichapa hesabu when I was calling sijui who. This particular paper, that, just doing my end of June kind of budget and everything. On my laptop, there's the same. I have a spreadsheet for close to all my expenses. There's always that treat yourself. You know, that's how, but close to all my expenses, just so I not necessarily need jinyime. I'm a very self-critical person. Like, I like to hold myself accountable. So I actively see what I've made from this, that, what month was this, what month was that, what needed a big buy, what was this, was I buying anything emotively, just to get to know myself more. So I'm still in that very sensitive and critical area when it comes to dealing with money, but I'm actively aware of it, and I try to help myself lean back when I need to. But yeah, that's where I'm at.
You, what's your relationship with money now?
I think I'd say the same. It's like half.
Yeah.
Depending on the scenario, like the situation, because I'm also really big on budgeting.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm really big
the
on
only one who
saving.
does.
Yeah, I'm really big on saving. It helps. I have this concept of maybe there could be like a rainy day, you know. So just don't spend it all. Don't be too frugal, like just holding the money like all the time. I don't want this to go, you know.
But
you
have
won't
you
even
had
eat.
this thing for the moment you throw your money into the savings account, the rain comes tomorrow?
No, it depends. You know, some
Ujai peleka
people.
hivi brightness kidogo unatoa pesa mshwari.
Kesho, alafu kesho hiyo emergency una save for imetokea.
First of all, I don't save where it is
Easily accessible to
easily
you.
accessible.
Oh, but,
You need to have that discipline.
but I'm sure it takes like 2 days.
I've
No,
actually never
even if
used
the
this.
same, like
I have
it's
a
just
fixed
too
savings.
accessible. Yeah.
Oh, you have a fixed one.
I have a fixed savings, and then now the whole aspect of a portfolio for different investments, and then sijui this. Alafu
Oh my
kuna hiyo
God.
unaekanga tu
Mko
M-Pesa,
serious.
kuna hiyo unarusha sijui this account, that account.
Yes. So with working with in terms of, you know, don't go back to where you had zero. So there's that. But then again, it's more of I like which rapper was this? Was like go get you some money, you'll feel different. you know. Yeah, like
Anyway.
you feel confident. I'm not saying confidence should come from money, but there's that confidence, you know, like it brings, you know. Sometimes I think that's when
Even
maybe they say,
happiness, even
yeah,
mental health. Iko
yes,
shwari kama uko na
and we
Yeah.
talked about this before.
yeah,
Kuna stress
like
zingine kama
kuna stress zingine
umesota,
zimetoka. You
usiniangalie
get-
vingine by the way. Unaangalia?
Yes, exactly. So you see certain things, it helps with that.
Yeah.
But I'd say I have a healthy relationship currently.
Yeah.
Not just spending it all and also not saving it all. You know,
Can
like
you-
also living, but then planning ahead.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
also on
it's
that, I
important.
also noticed my attitude towards spending money was different from when I was initially learning how to bank on my skills. So learning how to bank on your skill set and everything, and sell yourself to the extent where you make a certain amount of money and can grow from there is also very important. When you see your growth and everything, I think you settle into the whole aspect of haiishi.
Haishi.
Yeah, no
Wacha ni
values.
relax
Like,
kidogo,
Sikimbize.
niitumie
Yeah.
vizuri but haiishi.
I think
Yeah.
it lies in the essence of value. I meet a lot of people saying, I want to make so much money. And the question is, how will you make that money? They don't know. And I feel like where there is value, there's money. There'll always be money. Where there's value,
Yeah.
there'll always be money.
And if
you
it's,
get
if it's not there, it's on the way.
exactly. Yeah, you get in terms of there's this thing my friend says, he's like, you have my money. The only way is now for me to convince you to
That
get
you
it
have
out
my
of your
money.
pockets.
Yes. Okay.
You get.
Yes,
and how
sir.
will you do that? Just offering you value.
It's
What do you
that
need?
sell me a pen kind of scenario.
Yes, exactly.
I need to watch The Wolf of Wall Street again.
Yeah. That was a crazy one.
But me,
I
I'm
love
also,
it.
I'm also those people who have been broke before. I never died. So kind
It's
of
dangerous.
But
It's
does the support of
dangerous.
your family make you feel safe?
Ninyo,
Does the support of your family make you feel safe? That you're not alone?
a bit.
Yeah.
And I loved it when you mentioned that when you were experiencing that with your family,
Yeah.
it didn't even matter. Like even us, when we were having those bad days, oh my God.
Yeah.
It was really just it's okay. We don't have food, all of us. We are not eating. See, we're not eating all of us. It's not just one person. Or if there's something, we'd share it, all of us and all those things. Then when you go to other families and it's like, oh, what do you want? Joy or nini. They have a lot, but they don't even care about each other. Nini.
It's actually crazy. Like different dynamics you'd notice when you
Yes.
enter people's houses.
No, that's the
Not
thing.
to say that they had very bad ones. Zingine
Yeah.
zilikuwa
Yeah.
poa, and you're just like, oh, kumbe watu wanakuanga hivyo.
Yeah, no, I think we live in a materialistic world where everything we say is, I need to make money, I want to be this baller and everything. But even when I'm talking to my mentors, they're like older, 45 above, and they're always like, there's certain things money won't buy. I know we all want to be...
But you
we all-
realize
we all
that
want to
after you
get-
have money, Miguel.
Yes.
That's such a
True. No, but
privilege,
you
and I
see,
feel
you
like people
can't-
need to acknowledge that.
No, I feel
Being
like...
able to say that, it
No, it
really
is- no, it is a
means me
privilege.
off the wrong way sometimes. Pato Ranking in one of his songs actually says, "Guy, what's the lyric? Nimesahau, but I'll look for it."
Inembaji.
Huh? No, it's not Pato. It's Adekunle Gold.
Yes, he says, money don't
Money
buy
will never
happiness,
buy
but I want to be
happiness, so-
foolish. So go get yourself
Yes,
first, then you learn.
and I feel like
You
that's
get?
such an important message because
No, it is.
let me not even start talking
It
about
is. Okay, I think we all get it wrong. The idea is, don't make money the only priority in your life.
Okay.
You get, you see, certain times you're so focused on making money that you don't understand other things that you need to eat.
Yeah.
You know, I've by the way, me nimeko hiyo point where I'm so focused like on my goals, this
Bag and
needs to
stuff.
work. I even forget eating. So
there's
what
some-
does that do to my health? So even when I get the money, sasa nitakuwa naitumia aje?
Nimekusaidia
my
aje.
point
get?
is there's some lessons that people you
You want to learn by yourself.
not even you want to. I would be denying you a very crucial lesson in your life by trying to just actively tell it
Or
to
tell
you.
you. Okay.
Yeah.
And I think it's because people understand. It's like how, sorry to say this, but some of these churches, this is a machinani and stuff, they tell people money is the cause of all evil. I don't think that's how it is in the Bible. It is the love of money is the root of all evil, not money itself. You get, if you prioritize money, that's how you become like a weird person and stuff. But then if you tell people that money is the root of all evil, now all those people are nakwanga, Mr. Kipesa unajua itaniharibu. You know, you're like, why? So it's just the same principle of money doesn't buy happiness because it just gets to some point, I think, and it's jafika hapo bado, so make his multi-millions and billions and stuff, but just gets to a point where, you know, you'll be like, you also need to focus on other things in life, build other things if you have the chance. If not, then just focus on that.
I've enjoyed attending your TED Talk. You should actually do a masterclass on like money and stuff like that.
You know,
'Cause you guys
I
have
feel
talked
like we
about
need to-
budgeting and I'm outside.
I've listened to him speak about the aspect of value and knowing where you are and the conversation he has with his friends. I have a feeling he has more a roadmap. In as much as, you
I
know,
do.
having a planning to fail,
Oh yeah.
If you fail
Thank
to
you.
plan,
You plan to
yeah,
fail.
and I
Yes,
wanted
he
to
seems
tell
like
you,
he
you're
has
sounding
one.
like Akina Pepe Minambo.
I
Do you
know Pepe Minambo is that guy.
I want you to
that
tell
guy.
me, but I was
went
like,
to
hey, watch
everyone's
Anesi
school.
Yeah,
Chome.
he
Went to
went to
everyone's
he went
school.
to
Shout
us,
out to
yeah.
Pepe Minambo, bro. Like,
Yeah.
eh.
No, I think I
So,
just love
You
the
love?
thing of chasing my goals.
Mhm.
It's
I'll ask you where that stems from in another episode.
By the way,
but
Yeah,
it's
because I've been
really-
asking him the root of
Even
all his likes.
in the
slowly.
next episode, we should talk about like saving tips and stuff like
So,
that.
so
Yeah.
you'll bring me in the next.
Actively,
Okay,
yeah,
so
we'll bring you
Yeah,
back,
sounds
or
a good guess.
even,
Yeah.
or
Really
even
nice.
a masterclass. There's
Mm.
value there,
there's value there.
so you can charge
Okay.
tickets like 500 bob to
Okay.
be taught.
And you
how
can
to-
do that
to
with
Nini.
your friend.
Who?
Your friend. He knows what I'm
She's-
talking about.
I mean, should be
No. No, he knows what I'm talking
Anyway,
about.
guys, before we close this, I wanted us to play a game.
They'd be interested
I wanted us to play a game.
if they'd be interested.
Okay. Yeah.
So I wanted us to play a game, and in this game, I want you to like rub your head as you rub your belly. No, tap your head and rub your belly. Let's
Tap-
see if you
tap
can
your
do.
head.
I think
tap,
I've seen this. Okay.
tap
Yeah,
and rub.
okay.
Okay.
Aisha is doing it. What?
Okay. Is this in the head or in the forehead? Ama zote ni kichwa.
Oh, what I mean?
See, tap your head. Ni,
Hey,
okay.
tap your head or
Okay.
belly.
Okay. Or you tap.
Yeah, tap.
Okay.
Which one are we tapping, babe?
Am I doing the correct thing?
No.
Oh,
No,
I'm not
I think
doing
the thing is
I'm doing
one
the
to
correct
go
thing.
clockwise, the other to go anti-clockwise.
So you
That's the
do
thing.
it.
No,
You can't.
There.
There. Give you instructions.
no, but that's the
No,
game.
Aisha is.
One to go clockwise and clockwise.
I'm
No,
a
you told me to
Caribbean.
tap and
Yeah.
to.
Am I doing the? See me, I'm rubbing and tapping.
I think
I'm
right.
supposed to
We're
rub
good.
my forehead and tap my belly.
Yeah.
Oh, that one's
Oh,
hard. Okay, wait.
Umepotea.
I'm tapping my belly, right?
Oh, we're doing it. Okay, I thought it would be hard. Anyway, thank you guys
Smart
for
individuals.
watching.
IQ equal high.
What is
Sorry.
We
it?
try.
Are we like firing different sides of our brain or something? What
Yeah.
is that for?
I don't know. It was just an exercise we were doing with my friends on like last week Friday.
They didn't tell you
and
the
we
reason
couldn't
behind
do
the
it.
exercise?
I don't know, but I remember someone mentioned. I'll find
Babes, you're
out.
out here doing exercises without knowing the reasons behind the exercise.
I'll find
Yeah.
out.
What
But
was
the
a
thing
ritual?
they said, no, oh my god, nimepeana nyota. But the thing they said was, it's difficult for us to do that at the same because we're using the same side of our brain.
Left.
But that's my homework.
Yeah.
I'm going to find out why they did that exercise. Na
Yeah.
kama mmepeana nyota zenyu, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Mi najua mtoto
Ah,
awarudisha.
bana, bana. Zetu ziko.
Anyway, thank you guys for watching the Cycles podcast. Be sure to like this episode, share, and subscribe. Also, be sure to follow us on our social media platforms at cycles_podcast on Instagram or Maeve Cheryl on Instagram and Maeve Cheryl1 on Twitter. Follow Miguel Wakubwa on
Wakubwa_Miguel.
and Aisha
Yeah.
Ochada.
Aisha Chada, no underscore, no nothing. Just Aisha Chada everywhere.
See you on the next episode. Bye.
Ciao for now.